We have been promised this moment for decades. In movies like Real Steel, we watched giant machines trade blows in the ring while humans cheered from the sidelines. It was always pure sci-fi. Until this week. At CES 2026 in Las Vegas, that fantasy just became reality. Two humanoid robots from Unitree Robotics didn't just walk, they fought. They threw punches, they kicked, and they dodged right there in the BattleBots arena. But while the crowd saw a spectacle, the engineers saw something much more important. They saw a machine that costs half the price of its competitors, recovering its balance in real time while taking a physical hit. If you thought humanoid robots were still 5 years away from being in your home or your factory, you need to look at what just happened in Vegas. Today, we are breaking down Unitree Robotics' massive showcase at CES 2026. This isn't just about robots fighting for entertainment. It's about a lineup that signals the technology has finally matured from lab experiment to product. From a $13,500 humanoid that costs less than a compact car to an industrial giant capable of backflips, Unitree is trying to corner the market before it even fully exists. By the end of this video, you'll understand the specs, the App Store strategy that could change everything, and the slightly terrifying implications of combat-ready robotics. Let's dive in. Let's start with the crowd puller, the Unitree G1. If you were walking the North Hall of the Las Vegas Convention Center, this is the booth you couldn't get near. The G1 is compact, standing about 130 centimeters, roughly 4'3", and weighing just 35 kilograms, 77 pounds. But the headline here isn't the size, it's the price. Unitree is positioning this at around $13,500. To put that in perspective, that is roughly half the cost of many comparable humanoids currently in development. This is an aggressive move to make these accessible for domestic use and research, and they aren't stiff. During the demos, these bots performed choreographed dance routines showing fluid joint coordination. But the boxing, that was the real stress test. When a robot boxes, it's not just violence, it's physics. The bot has to calculate motion planning, impact tolerance, and balance recovery in milliseconds. The G1 joints generate up to 120 Newton meters of torque. Quick side note, torque is basically the twisting force a joint can exert. Think of it like the strength required to open a stubborn jar. 120 Newton meters in a robot this small means it combines serious strength with very high precision. But if the G1 is the agile lightweight, the Unitree H2 is the industrial heavyweight. Unitree unveiled this next-generation humanoid, standing 180 centimeters tall, that's just under 6 feet, and weighing 70 kilograms. The specs here are ridiculous. The H2 features 31 degrees of freedom, which just means the number of independent ways its joints can move. But the power output is the kicker, up to 360 Newton meters of peak torque. Unitree released a training video shortly before the event showing the H2 performing kicks and backflips. Now, you might ask, why does a factory robot need to do a backflip? It doesn't. But if a robot has the dynamic balance to land a backflip, it has the stability to carry a heavy box across an uneven warehouse floor without falling over. It's a proxy for reliability. Here is the functional upgrade that matters most, the hands. The H2's arms now have 7 degrees of freedom, up from 4 in previous models. This is the shift from locomotion, just walking around, to manipulation. Unitree is explicitly targeting factories and logistics here. They want this thing to hold tools, press buttons, and sort packages. But here's where things get interesting. Hardware is only half the battle. You can build the strongest robot in the world, but if it's stupid, it's useless. Unitree knows this, so they made 2 massive announcements on the software side. First, Unitree introduced what they call the world's first humanoid robot app store. This signals a move away from closed proprietary systems toward a modular ecosystem. Imagine developers building a dishwashing app or a security patrol app that you can just download to your G1. This strategy mimics the smartphone boom, aiming to crowdsource utility rather than building every function themselves. Second, they are doubling down on teleoperation. Full autonomy, where the robot thinks entirely for itself, is the goal, but it's hard. Really hard. So Unitree is using teleoperation as a bridge. Using wearable rigs or mixed reality devices like the Apple Vision Pro, a human operator can see what the robot sees and control its hands. This allows the H2 to work in dangerous or complex environments today, using human judgment but robotic strength, while the AI gathers data to eventually learn how to do it alone. However, we have to talk about the elephant in the room. Seeing robots trade punches in an ultimate fighting robot bout is entertaining, sure, but it also normalizes the idea of humanoid combat. The H2 is a powerful machine. When we see it kicking with precision and force, the line between industrial tool and weapon starts to blur. While Unitree frames this as sport and entertainment, like mixed martial arts, the underlying technology for agility and impact tolerance is effectively the same. There is also the economic anxiety. Unitree representatives stated that customer shipments for the H2 are expected to begin as early as April 2026. With a price point dropping and capabilities rising, the question isn't if. These will replace human labor in logistics, but how fast? So, what is the big picture here? Unitree's presence at CES 2026 proves that the hardware is ready. They have the small, affordable bot in the G1. They have the industrial powerhouse in the H2. They even teased a new compact industrial robot dog on their website. They are building a fleet. The real steel fantasy of boxing bots might be what gets the views, but the real story is the ecosystem. By opening an app store and lowering the price barrier, they are trying to do for robotics what the PC did for computing. We are moving from the era of, look at this cool robot, to, what app did you install on your robot? And that shift is going to happen faster than most of us are ready for. I want to know what you think. Would you pay $13,500 for a robot helper? Or does the idea of a boxing bot in your living room terrify you? Let me know in the comments below. That's it for this one. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.